Good morning, guys. It's Monday morning, so 1st of September, and I'm going to do something a little different. So to celebrate my 12-week countdown, and for those of you that haven't watched the previous vlog, why not? Go back and do so. However, I've just done 9 months now on my Mounjaro journey. So I have 3 months, 12 weeks to go until my 1 year point. And I want to do a reboot. I just want to do some a restart. I've taken my foot off the gas for a couple of months, so it's just about getting back on it, retracking my food, changing things up slightly, and seeing if I can get that final push. I want to be in maintenance by the time I hit 12 months, which is my goal. So, right, like I said, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I've just got up. I've just about to do my first coffee, and I also have a vitamin C tablet thing first thing in the morning, just to wake me up. Have weighed this morning. I'm going to do something slightly different with my weigh-ins as well. I'm going to weigh in daily. Now, previously, I've absolutely stayed away from the whole weighing in daily thing because I had number anxiety. I really, that number on the scale goes up and it can screw with me for the whole week. But now that I am close to target and I'm at a weight now that, if you said, right, everything has to stop and you have to stay the weight you are now, I don't think I'd be unhappy about that. I still do want to lose some more. I think about another half a stone. I'm not 100% sure, so 7 to 10 pounds. But I'm not unhappy where I am. There's just a few little bits that I would still like to try and lose. So, having said that, like I said, I've always stayed away from daily weigh-ins. I understand why. I get the science behind it, but I could never do it because emotionally it would screw with me if that number went up. So, but I'm in a better place now. So I thought I'm going to give it a go. So I've weighed in this morning and I will continue to weigh in daily for at least this week. And then I'm just going to see how it goes and take it from there. Right, I don't have anything planned for my week off. It's going to be just a bit of a chill week. I am trying to go to the gym every day. So I don't eat breakfast first thing. So I will catch you up again when I have breakfast. So usually around 10 o'clock-ish. So yeah, it's just a bit of chores and bits and pieces today. I've got to get some washing on. It looks like it's going to be chucking it down all day. So tumble dryer season it is. Right, I'll catch you when I get some breakfast sorted. See you in a bit. Right, that's the washing machine on. Dishwasher unloaded. And I'm going to jump on my treadmill for 15 minutes or so. The weather's looking really pants today, so I know for a fact that I'm going to be driving to the gym later. So I'm going to try and get my steps in, or a portion of them now. And whilst I do that, let's just quickly turn you around. I shall catch up on some of my favourite YouTubers. See what they've been up to. So 15, 20 minutes or so now. And then I think it'll be then time for breakfast. Okay, right, so it's coming up to 10 o'clock now. I need some breakfast. I haven't had anything yet, so I'm not that hungry. I took my jab yesterday, so I'm just going to have one of these Aldi protein yogurts, and then I'll most likely have my protein coffee as well, and hopefully then I should be nice and hungry by the time lunch comes around. Okay, right, so it's now 12:30. Time for some lunch. Now I've put together a wrap, which is just some chicken roll deli type thing on with a bit of salad and some pickles and tomato salsa, And it's on these protein wraps that I found in Aldo. So that'll be lunch. I said we're planning on going to the gym, I think around 2:30. So I'll most likely have a banana just before, half hour or so before we go. But yeah, that'll be lunch. Still trying to mull around to figure out what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. I think it's going to be salmon. If you notice, I've got a humongous bowl of tomatoes, so I picked those out the greenhouse yesterday. So I need to do some batch cooking so those don't go to waste. So that'll most likely be tomorrow afternoon's event. Right, let's go and grab this wrap. Okay, right, off to the gym. Fucking lashing it down, but we're going. So today is, oh, don't hit the lamppost, Karen. Right, so today is upper body press day. So chest press, flies, and a couple of other bits and pieces. Right, let's put this bloody mirror back down. Right, see you over at the gym. Okay, that's the gym session done. Really good one, actually. I don't know, I don't think I've told you this previously. I've been on to ChatGPT, I keep wanting to say that wrong, to put me together an exercise plan. So he's done me, say he, is he a he? Is it it? Yeah, okay. So I've got a 5-day workout for this week. So that's my plan, is to do the 5 days this week. And then going forward, we're going to condense them into a 3-day. So I've got a 5-day for this week and a 3-day going forward. So the 5 days slightly shorter each day, but I'm going to pop all the details. Let me move over there and I'll pop them there. So it's put me through a PDF together with my 5-day workout for this week and then a 3-day a week workout for next week. And then all I do is I've got a little gym app so I can upload what I've done every day, and then I just upload it to ChatGPT at the end of each day, and we'll see what happens at the end of the month, because that's the plan, to just get it done consistently for a month and then let him readjust my workout as I'm going. So, right, okay. So it is now, let's pick you up and shift you over here. It's now 5 o'clock. So it is now time to turn this lot into some dinner. Right, give you a shout when it's all done. Okay, there we go. So I've got some veggies left over, which I'll pop in the fridge. I'll most likely have those at some point tomorrow lunch. And yeah, salmon, carrots, broccoli, and some new potatoes. That's tea. Good morning, guys. Right, welcome to day 2. So I've just got up, 7 o'clock in the morning. I don't have very much planned for today, so it's going to be a little bit of a rinse and repeat of yesterday. So I'm not going to do my breakfast and my lunch because honestly they'll be exactly the same. I pretty much have the same breakfast, a yogurt. Sometimes I'll have some fruit and some nuts if I'm a little hungrier. Still not feeling it just yet anyway, but it's still early. And then the sun is actually out this morning, although it's forecast to rain later. So I do want to try and get half an hour, maybe an hour in the garden. I've still got the tomatoes that you saw yesterday. I harvested from the greenhouse, but I've also got a big raised bed full of outdoor tomatoes. So they're going to need some attention. So I'm hoping to get that done this morning. So I'll pop some pictures in. I most likely won't take the footage, but I'll take some before and after pictures. And then this afternoon I have all of those tomatoes to turn into a tomato sauce, which I make a massive batch, cook them all down, and then I bag them all up, put them in the freezer. So they're ideal for using for things like bolognese or pasta sauces. So instead of having a tin of tomatoes in the cupboard, I'll just grab one of the ones in the freezer. It's really nice in the winter to have basically fresh tomatoes. So I'll do that and I'll show you how I do that a bit later. Then we have the gym this afternoon. Now we're not going till late today. It's a heavy day in the gym. It's deadlift day for me, and it's quite a heavy session. So I've got deadlift and Romanian deadlifts, hip thrusts. There's quite a powerful lower body, so it's going to kill me. But we're not going till after 4, so it could be that I'm not going to be able to film it all very much, but we'll see. I'll have a go. Yeah, my son's got to take his nan to the dentist, so he's not going to get back till about 4, so it's going to be sort of tea time before we go. And we're trying to avoid tea time at the moment, but it's inevitable. When I go back to work next week, I'm changing my hours actually. I used to work a 9-5. I had a conversation with the boss a couple of weeks ago, and we're going to trial me doing an 8-4. So that just gives me that extra hour on the evening to do things like going to the gym. So we're going to trial it for a few months, see if it works for obviously for the business or for me. So at least that means that I can get into the gym. I mean, I'm 5 minutes around the corner, so I can be in the gym by 10 past, 4:15. Hopefully, just beat that 5-6 o'clock rush that comes through. But we'll see. Today will be a bit of a test. I think some of the local schools go back today, so the traffic's going to build up a little bit more as well. So yeah, I've had my coffee. I'm gonna chill, do some editing this morning, get my first 20 minutes on the treadmill, and I'll come back to you guys when I either get into the garden or I'll do that tomato sauce and I'll show you what I'm doing. Right, so that's day 2 started. I have weighed as well this morning, so that's gone onto the chart. I will show you the chart at the end of the week once we've got 5 or 6 days worth on there. Right, I'm going to start and get on with my day. Right, it is time to turn this into some kind of sauce. Basically, I'm just going to make. I've got a random courgette that was in the garden that can be used up. Some onions. Need to get some garlic out the fridge. So I'm just going to do a very basic tomato sauce that can be used. Pasta. I'll use it for a base for curry for this evening. Basically, I put a massive batch together and then I freeze it in just freezer bags for, I'd say, about 400 grams, 500 grams per bag. So it's just there, take out, use instead of a tin of tomatoes, basically. So, right, let's get started. Right, first phase done. So that's, a quarter of them chopped up. Got some chopped garlic, about a third of the courgette, and a whole huge onion. So next phase, get it all cooked down. I don't put any herbs or spices in at this point. We do put garlic in because we put garlic in everything, so that's not going to make a difference. But I'm not going to put like a mixed herb in, for instance, because I would put that in if I was making a pasta sauce, but that will get added when I use the sauce in the final stage. So if I'm going to make it for a pasta, I'll stick some mixed herbs in, maybe some more onion, maybe some more veggies. If I'm making a curry, then I might put chilies in. So, you adapt it to what you're going to use the actual sauce for. But for the basic, I just put garlic, onion, courgettes if I've got it, and salt. Right, show you once it's done. Okay, right, final, done. That's, I would say, maybe a third, possibly half of the tomatoes. So it's all been reduced down, and with the courgette and the onion. I said no seasoning. We'll add that when we actually use it. And then what I do is I just pop it into freezer bags for around 400 grams. And then those will all go in the freezer. And they can be used as and when I need a tomato sauce. There we go. So that's made 3 bags of around 400 grams each. And then that I will use tonight to make a chicken curry. Just add some curry sauce, a few more spices, and some cooked chicken. Done. Okay, so it's now 6 o'clock in the evening, and we didn't go to the gym, so that's a big cross. But Mike got waylaid and didn't get back till like 5:30, so it just got too late. So tomorrow will be definitely not a rest day. That's going back to the gym. But I'm just going to do myself some curry. So that tomato sauce, I just added in some curry paste, a bit more garlic, and a good portion of chicken, so about 170 grams or so of chicken, and some whole grain rice. And that's tea for tonight. So let's turn you around and show you tea. Okay, so that's going to be my evening meal. Right, and I will sign off here, and I will catch you all in the morning for day 3. Good morning, and welcome to day 3. So it's now Wednesday, I want to say, 3rd of September. And I am getting ready to go out for the day. I'll say for the day, for the afternoon. I'm going to go and meet up with an old neighbour of mine. So I moved house about just over 3 years ago, and she'd been my next door neighbour for 20 years easily. We've most likely known each other for getting on for 30. So she moved out not long after I did, so we both moved to separate homes. So we've tried to keep up, but you know how difficult it is. It's one of those things. So because I'm off for the week, I'm going to go over and spend the afternoon with her. She's going to do me some lunch, and we're just going to have a good old gossip and catch up. She's also just started her own Mounjaro journey. So she's on, I want to say maybe week 6. I know she's done the 2.5 and she's moved up to the 5, and I think she's most likely on a 3rd injection, so the 3rd jab on the 5. So I'll be really interested to find out how she's getting on with that. Again, like myself, she's diabetic and she's prescribed it on the NHS. So her titration will be more controlled by the GP. But it'd be interesting to sort of know what the plan is, if she's aware that there is a plan. So looking forward to a good catch up. So that'll be my afternoon, and then we are definitely going to the gym this evening, because I should be home by 3. So enough time for us to quick turn around, get out, go to the gym. So breakfast this morning, rinse and repeat. It's my same old yogurt. So I'm going to have a protein yogurt now, and I should be nice and sufficiently hungry for lunch. So one question I wanted to ask. So ladies of a certain age out there that are on HRT. Now, I have just started my HRT. So I've this morning had my shower, and it's time to change my patch. So I've taken it off, had my shower, put my new one on. But I mean, I don't know if it's just me. Is this a thing? But I've stuck with the little gluey patches on my skin. So I've got 2 now of basically black squares of gummy stuff that I cannot get off. I've scrubbed it in the shower. I'm looking for my nail varnish remover. I can't find it anywhere. I know I've got some somewhere. But I'm going to resort to acetone to try and get it off. So all the little gluey bits that just, they turn black, don't they? It's like a plaster of 6-year-old with a plaster on their nail and you get that outline, the black outline. So if any of you have got any hints, tips, how do you get rid of that without resorting to acetone? Because I don't really want to use it. But yeah, let me know. Or is this something you just have to put up with? Or is it just me being gammy and not doing it properly for some reason or another and ending up with black marks? But I scrubbed in the shower today and I could not shift it. So any help would be appreciated. Right, I'm going to finish getting ready and get myself off to my friends, and I will catch you later, hopefully in the gym. Bye for now. Good morning, guys. Right, it's Thursday. I know, I was absolute pants at vlogging yesterday, so I apologise. The day just got away with me, as it does. So, yeah, so I went off to a friend's. By the time I got back, quick change, went to the gym, came back, did dinner, and the next thing I know, it was already into the evening and I just hadn't even picked up the camera. So I am going to do better today. Right, the other thing I forgot to do yesterday was take my jab. So I'm going to do that now whilst I catch you up on pretty much yesterday. So I have started split dosing. I've been doing it now for the last couple of weeks. And as I've said previously, so I'm not going to go on about it. I'm on a 7.5 pen, but I am taking a little bit more. So what I'm doing is I'm split dosing 4.5 milligrams twice a week. So we've worked out the clicks on the pen, and 4.5 milligrams is 36. So I have a brand new pen, just picked that one up from the chemist. So I'm doing this on the fly. I'm not an organised person, so I apologise. Pop that down for a second. Put my Alco pad. So yeah, I mean, if I utilise the additional golden dose, I can still get 4 jabs out of the 7.5 pen. But in total, I'm taking 9 in the week. So, I said normally I would do it on a Wednesday. Just by the time I remembered yesterday, I just couldn't be bothered. I'm like, I'll do it in the morning. Right, so yesterday I said I went over to my friends for lunch. Fantastic lunch, brilliant catch up. I will pop a little picture. We just had some pasta and a tomato red pepper sauce, which was gorgeous. And I think it fueled me really well because I don't have pasta very often, so it was a bit of a treat as well. But I have had a really, really good workout in the gym. I was really pleased. I felt strong. I did my deadlift again. Still doing the 55k, which I do want to go up, but I will pop a little video in here. But I've been using the hex bar, but it's a sod to get the weights on and off, and it's just a pain in the backside. So I want to go back to using the straight bar. So it means I need to drop my weight down a little bit and build back up again, because the straight bar puts more pressure on my lower back. Plus I don't think my technique's fantastic. So it's the hex bar is really good for starting off, but it's just a pain getting the weights on and off. So anyway, but I did a really good session. I'm standing here I need to prime. It's a new pen, so it takes a couple of clicks normally to get it to prime. Just because, there we go. Right. I will fast forward this bit, but I do need to count the clicks because I put a mark on it normally and just whiz round to the mark, but this is a brand new one, so I just need to count the clicks. Bear with me 2 seconds. I get a pen and put a mark on it. And then next time, which will be Sunday, I can just whiz it round to the mark. I don't have to count clicks all the time. So, should really have got a marker pen. There we go, that's marking that. So let that dry for a second. Okay, yeah, so went to the gym, did a really good session. Most of it did about 40 minutes. Came back. Because I'd eaten quite big at lunchtime, we just had some chicken skewers for my tea. Dinner, it depends on where you are in the country. I have tea. So had some chicken skewers for my tea, and then later we had some protein ice cream. Now I know I said I was going to bring you the ice cream. I'm hoping I will by the end of this vlog. But we'd got one in the freezer. I just whizzed it up and that was done. So that was an extra 10 grams of protein. So I managed to hit my protein. Still managed to get 100 grams, I think it was, 107. So happy with that. Right, let's get this jabbed. 2 seconds. Oh, and for anyone that's interested, like I said, my friend has started her own Mounjaro journey. I think she's just taking her third 5ml injection. She's decided she's going to stay on 5 for another month. She's had a conversation with the diabetic nurse. I was concerned that she might end up with one of these ones that wants to just titrate you up all the time. But thankfully, no. She said she's happy on the 5. She's eating really well. She's eating really sensibly. You know, she's not going to extremes, which I'm really pleased about. And yeah, she's doing really well. She's down into the next stone bracket. I think she's lost around 10 pounds altogether. So nice, good pace, and she's happy with it. And she's not starving herself, and she doesn't want to be starving herself, thankfully. So brilliant news there. Right, so today, that's my jab done. I need my second cup of coffee. I've got to get on the walking pad today. My steps were horrendously bad yesterday. I think I managed 3,500 pants. So I need to get to my 6 at least today. So yeah, I'm going to grab myself a second coffee, jump on the walking pad for half an hour. I am back at the gym again this afternoon. Then I need to do another batch of that tomato sauce and just generally odds and sods potter around the house. But hopefully I'll bring you back at possibly tea time. Maybe if I can get some gym work in, I'll do that as well. But I will catch you a little bit later. Right, it is now just gone 10 o'clock. So I've had a really productive morning. I've managed to get some housework done, clean most of the kitchen. I say most of it, there's still some bits left. Get all the washing up done, got a load of washing on, tumble dryers on. So I haven't stopped. I haven't got on my walking pad, but I haven't stopped this morning. So, and I'll most likely get some time in the gym later and maybe do 10 minutes on the treadmill. So I've stopped to do myself a protein coffee. So let me just turn you around. So I've done my protein coffee before on here. It's basically a protein shake with a shot of espresso in it, over some ice. So I thought, whilst I've got the NutriBullet out, I will get my ice cream prep done. Now, I did say yesterday that I would, or this morning, possibly this morning, because that was it. We ate the ice cream yesterday, which I forgot to film, but I'm going to do some more. So, I'm just going to quickly walk you through how I do it. Now, in this house, we have 2 lots of protein powder. So, the big tub is salted caramel. It isn't a whey protein, it's a soy protein. However, it's still got 25 grams of protein, I believe, per serving. It lasts for ages, and it just does me. My son has a whey protein, and that particular one is strawberry flavour. Again, it's just a bit more expensive. You know, you get what you can afford. So that's what we buy. I may, once this tub is over, switch to whey protein myself, but we'll see how we go cost-wise. So I thought, ice cream. Right, so I do two different ones at the moment. So we use the salted caramel one along with almond milk, the caramel flavoured syrup, which is just a coffee addition syrup, no sugar, to sweeten it, because you do need to get them sweeter than you thought, because you lose some of the sweetness in the freezing. Bit of vanilla extract, and some salt, because it's a salted caramel. Okay, so I'll be mixing those ones up. And then for the strawberry one, we blitz up some frozen strawberries. I use whole cow's milk, sorry, semi-skimmed cow's milk for this one. We might as well, we're using whey protein, we might as well use milk as well. And the secret ingredient for both of them, you get these into shot, is Angel Delight. Now, you don't use very much, you only use a spoonful of them, so you're not adding massive amounts of calories. And don't get me wrong, you can get sugar-free versions. I couldn't find them at the time. So it most likely adds about another 40 to 50 calories. I will put all the macros up once I pop it into my NutriCheck later, but it doesn't add a massive. But what it does do is it adds like the setting agent that helps it to keep it creamy. So I'm going to whiz all these up and then I'll bring you back once they're done. Right, that's both of them whizzed up. I'm going to leave them to settle a little bit because the bubbles do tend to die down. And then you can just top them up with whatever liquid you've used. So be it milk, almond milk in this case for one. Just let the bubbles settle so you can bring it up to the line. Yeah, they'll go in the freezer now for 24 hours. So no ice cream for tonight's tea, but I will have it for tomorrow. And I will remember this time. Well, try to show you once it's done. Right, I've also done another batch of my tomato sauce. So that's just going to sit there and cool down, and then I'll bag it up and freeze it. Right, and it's only 10:30 in the morning. I've managed to do loads, so I might go and have a sit down. Good morning, guys. Welcome to day 5. That's Friday, 5th of September. I'm feeling like absolute pants today. I had a shocking night's sleep, so I think I'm going to skip the gym today. I just think it's most likely the sensible option. If I do feel up to something, I might do a home workout, but 5 days was ambitious, so I'm not gonna beat myself up for not going for one day. Hopefully I'll still go tomorrow, and tomorrow's a big leg day as well, so I'm gonna take a break. But yeah, my sleep is just absolute pants at the moment. I think I woke up at about 4:30 and then tossed and turned till now 7:30 when I finally got up. So it's a shame because it's a nice day and I was going to walk today, but I don't know. I might try and get out for a walk. That might help. But I do have some batch cooking that I want to do today. I've got took some mincemeat out of the freezer last night. I've still got all those tomato sauces that I've made. I've got more tomatoes that I need to use. I'm going to make a big chili. I'm going to do a massive portion of chili, and then that can go in the freezer for meals in the week. So I'll do that. And that's about it. I think I might stick the laptop on in a minute and get a bit of editing done. And just see if I can wake up for the day and get myself a shower and about 7 coffees, I think. So I will catch you a bit later on. See you in a bit. Right, it is just after lunchtime. I'm hungry, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. But I have managed to do some cooking. Just done some batch cooking. Done a chili. Just turn you around. So I've done a massive chili, and that's been frozen. Oh, that will be frozen. So each one's 2 portions. So that will go in the freezer over the next couple of weeks. That gives me something. So back to work next week. So something when I don't want to cook, just get it out and reheat. And then there was some more mince that I've just cooked off, but I'm going to try this for tonight's tea. So I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. What was it? Bibimbap meal kit. I'm sorry, I've most likely butchered that completely. But yeah, it's a Korean mix with some mincemeat and some gochujang sauce with a fried egg on the top, and it's got rice in it as well. So something tasty. Although I've worked out the calories on that, it's going to be about 700 calories, but I most likely won't have all the rice. So, and each one of these most likely works out around 300, maybe a little bit more, 350 per portion. But that's down to the mince that I've used. The mince I've used is pork and beef, so it's a little fattier. So if I was just doing that on its own, I'd just use 5% lean mince. So I've actually done something absolutely still shattered. I'm not doing anything else for today. But I'll catch you at tea time because I will be doing the protein ice cream later today. Right, see you in a bit. Right, time for some dessert. So we've had dinner, we've had that Korean beef. It was really nice, quite tasty. So, right, so the strawberry and the salted caramel. So we're going to have the salted caramel today. I'm going to leave this out for 10 minutes or so just to defrost a little bit, as you would. And you can run it under the tap, pop it in the microwave for 30 seconds. But I'm going to leave it out for 10 minutes and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so this has had a little bit to defrost, just a touch. Pop the lid on, into the machine and switch it on. Okay, so I'm going to pop it on light ice cream because this one is the one that has almond milk, which is quite a lot of water. So give it the first whiz. Okay, right, let's check this. Sometimes needs a second whiz, so right, so you can see that it's quite crumbly, so that needs another whiz. It's time to pop it on the pre-spin. Right, let's check it again. Okay, that's looking much better. And you can see, yeah, it's still really hard because it's frozen obviously, but not powdery anymore. So I'm going to dig a hole in it. This is the fun bit. Dig a hole in the middle. And I'm going to pour in, I'm going to guesstimate, but it's usually around 20 or so grams of chocolate. Then I'm just going to cover over the hole. Pop the lid back on. And it's time to give it a whiz on the mix-up table. Right, this should be ready. Right. Remember rightly, when I made this one, it was almond milk, which is, I think it's about 20 calories per 100 mils. I think we used about 300 mils, so 60-ish calories. Most likely another 50 for the Angel Delight, so 110. My protein powder is around 107, I think it is, for a scoop. And I can't remember if we put a scoop or a scoop and a half in this one. I'll have to watch back. I honestly don't remember which one I did. Sometimes I do a scoop, sometimes I do a scoop and a half. So 23 grams of protein. Let's go with a scoop. So about 100 calories. So the total of this, without the chocolate chips, so the total of this is around 200 for the whole tub. And that's about a pint or 500 ml, give or take. And then add in the chocolate chips, you're most likely looking at about another 70 or 80 calories per portion. So each portion, I would say, is about 150 calories, which is just amazing. So this one has got a little icy because of the almond milk. The one that we do with the whole milk, the strawberries, that's so much creamier. But, you know, it's got a few more calories in it. It depends. If you want to have it really low, you use something that's a bit more water-based. So you do end up with a few ice crystals. You can give it a stir around to incorporate the ice crystals before you mix it again. But to be perfectly honest, it doesn't bother me. So right, so there you go. Around 150 calories, really nice sweet treat. And you know what? It tastes like ice cream. And the more, if you use whole milk and a whey protein, even more like ice cream. So, yeah, if anyone's interested, the link will be below. It's not a cheap article. You really do need to eat a lot of ice cream to make its money's worth. But I think it's great. Right, it is day 6. So I've just got back from shopping, done my shopping haul, unpacked that. The shopping haul will be up on the channel in a couple of days, most likely Tuesday-ish. So I'm going to try and do that on a regular as well. So I know not everybody likes the shopping haul, so I thought I'd do them separately. Makes it simple. Right, so that's all done, dusted, packed away. So I'm going to do myself some breakfast. Now, I said my breakfast has been lacking a little bit lately. I've just been dumping in just having a yoghurt out the pot because I got to the point when I'm hungry. So I thought I'll do my proper breakfast this morning. So whilst I do, just gives me an opportunity to have a chat to you guys. So I will show you the yoghurt afterwards. Yeah, it is just yoghurt really. Okay, so we're day 6 now. And like I said, I've been doing this as, you know, a completely different type of vlog to what my usual is. And I've been really enjoying it, to be fair. So I am going to continue with this format for a while. I don't know. Well, I'm just going to see how it goes. Like I said, I'm really enjoying it. Now, I am only going to do a 6-day this week, and next week will be a 6-day as well. Now, this is because I want to move my vlog, my upload, to a Saturday. So finish my editing on the Friday and upload it on a Saturday. Right, so for a couple of reasons, I'm finding that my weekend is not my weekend. I've still got work to do in that sense, and I want to end my work week on Friday. I want to you know, not have to think about what I'm going to be putting into my vlog on the weekend. So if I can do it as I'm going along in the week, like I have been this week, I'm hoping that that will make a difference. So, so this week, for instance, I've done a couple of days of filming, uploaded it because I do all my editing on my laptop. So, and spent an hour doing a bit of editing on those, and then a couple of days upload it again. So I'm hoping that it takes the stress off, and it means that I've already got footage in the can ready to go, and also it means that I'm not having to think about what I'm going to talk about on the weekend. So if I have an idea, for instance, or something comes up that I want to talk about, I can talk about it there and then, instead of waiting for the weekend and having to make a note of it. And you know, I think it sounds petty, but I think it's also adding to a bit of my anxiety, possibly why I'm not adding to why I'm not sleeping. I don't think that's the only reason at all. So lots of different reasons. So this week I am going to be doing 6 days. So this is day 6. So I will do 6 days again, which will take me through next week to the Friday, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. It makes sense in my head. I'm sure it will. Right, let me just start with this yogurt. So the natural Greek yogurt, 0% from Aldi, and I'd have quarter of the pot basic. Now I don't normally weigh it out, but I'm going to for today, just to make sure that I'm getting it right. So it's 125 grams I have, basically. So that's 122 plus what's on the spoon, so it's close enough. Right, then I shall have zero that again. Now I just buy mixed nuts, stick them in a little Tupperware, and I'm going to put 20 grams of mixed nuts in there. They are really calorific. I mean, they're great for you, but you really do have to be careful of how many. So 13, 15, that seems a lot. Mind you, walnuts don't weigh very much, do they? Let's have a look. And just do that little tiny bit to make it to 20. There we go. Right. So that's not a huge amount. Like I said, I'll show you in a second. Now, I got these figs from Aldi. I've had figs for ages. So I thought I'm going to treat myself, and that would go really nice with the yogurt. And also I have honey with it. So let's get a knife. Hopefully these are nice and ripe. I feel it. I want a fig tray. I did buy one ages ago, but it ended up just being a stick in the end. Didn't look after it very well. So these look lovely. So yeah, anyway, that's my plan for the channel going forward. And it's just going to be a bit of a suck it and see. I don't know is the answer. I don't know if that's going to work. Format, I've really enjoyed doing this week. It's been different, so I'm quite happy to continue it. And like I said, this vlog is for me. It's, you know, I'm not saying it's not for you guys, but I put in the content that I want to see. Now, I really like watching day in the lives, week in the lives. So pretty much that's what I'm going to do. Now, don't get me wrong, I could get to next week. I'm back in work next week. So, you know, it could be that I get into work next week. And I find it really difficult with my work commitments. I just don't know. It is very much a suck it and see. So, right, that is my breakfast. And I'm just going to pop on 0 that. Another drizzle of honey. I think it works out about 15 grams. Let's have a look. Let's pop it on the figs. 10, 11. There we go, 15. Oh, Right, let's show you this. Okay, so there we go, 1 yogurt bowl. So that's yogurt, nuts, berries. That's so much better than just eating the one out of the pot. Now don't get me wrong, it's got less protein than the pots. The pots have got 25 just on their own. This most likely works out at about 12. I think it's about 10 for the yogurt. So, but tasty. Right. I'm going to go and eat this. So I will catch you a little bit later. I am going to go over my numbers for my weigh-ins because I've done that daily. That's different, let's say. I've done those daily, so I'll go over those. And I'm also going to give you a quick overview of my ChatGPT workout plan going forward, because I was due to do 5 days this week. Providing that I go this afternoon, which I'm sure I will be going, it'll be 4. So not as much as I wanted to. However, 4 days is still pretty good going for me. So 4 days in the gym, but it's given me data, let's say, to put into ChatGPT to come up with a 3-day full body for the next coming weeks. So I shall share that with you this afternoon. Right, I'm going to go and eat my breakfast. See you in a bit. Okay, so it is weigh-in time. So last week when I weighed in, it was 130.7, I believe. And like I said, this week I've been doing it differently. So that was last Friday. Okay, so 130.7. So for this week, I've been weighing in on a daily basis, starting from Monday. So I've been recording my weight each day. So I'm just going to start that I've got on my fridge. So Monday, so that was 3 days after Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I weighed in at 129.1, which was actually quite shocking because I didn't expect it to be that. And it was the same again on Tuesday. But then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and today, I've weighed in at 130.2 and then 130.5, 0.5 Thursday, Friday and Saturday. So, I mean, that's a 0.2 difference. But there was a low weight of 129. So, I can't draw a conclusion from that. I don't know. It's still too early. It hasn't bothered me with the weight going up. I expected it. I've been hitting the gym hard. I went Monday, didn't go Tuesday, went Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'll be going again today. So it could just be that I'm holding a bit more water because of the extra gym work. I don't know. But at the moment, it's not bothering me. So I'm going to continue that for next week. So because I'm ending the video on the Saturday, it's just the 6 days. So tomorrow I'll weigh in and I'll update on next week's vlog. So yeah, it's just different. I don't know what to conclude from that just yet. I'm hoping that it will flick back down to the 129, but we'll wait and see. So we'll find out next week. Okay, so tea tonight is just brown food. It's all I could be bothered to do. Chuck it in the oven. So it's a couple of chicken scallops and some wedges and a plonk of mayonnaise. And that's where I'm going to leave you this week. So that's the end of my day 6. I did go to the gym, so I shall pop little bits of footage in the side there for you. And yeah, let's see how next week goes. So if you're still here, thank you for watching. I know it's been a long video. I will try and get it a bit shorter. But if you like what you're seeing, let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. And I shall catch up with you next week for a week 2 roundup. or it'll be day 7 to 12, maybe 13, not sure. My maths isn't very good. Right, guys, enjoy your weekend and I'll speak to you next week. Bye.